seen it firsthand.
And with conflict, you have sin. And then within sin of that relationship, it's never going to work. So I just want to start off saying I don't think that just one person should have a leadership role.
Back to the channel. This is Coming Since Not Coming Live, and we're coming live directly from the airways of Twitch, and we're coming live and directly from the airways of YouTube as well. I'm your host, Mr. Show TV.
He ended up settling. It's given she was threatened. She might have been scared for her life.
So yes, so you mean to tell me it don't matter how bad he beat that, you be so you still gonna give it to him?
Look, I done worked with a gummy worm before. It don't matter to me.
Hey, the gummy worm make it come quicker.
Hold on.
Doing it, I just feel like you're doing it to yourself. Stop playing.
Yeah. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Coming Since Not Coming Live, and we in the building today. It's a blessed day. I need my congregation in the building to rock out with me because I got my panel of guest speakers. Hey, I got my squad. I got my squad in the building of cast panel speakers. We're gonna rock out how we rock out. Y'all seen the title, Modern Day Women Not Needed Man, you know. Is it any substance to that? We're gonna break that down today. I got my videos. We're gonna watch these videos and we're gonna break it down today, man. So y'all stick around with me today. I am your host. For anybody who brand new to the channel, I am Mr. Show TV, and I'm a person in long-term recovery, right? So when you were going through long-term recovery, I was fighting old demons. Alcohol was my drug of choice, and I managed to defeat those demons, right? 2 years, almost 3 years clean. So I started this channel, my main channel. I would love for you guys to go check out at the beginning. I will have a description in the description box, the link. You can go check me out at Sober Gang Experience. So make sure y'all go tap into that. I would really love y'all support over there as well. But this right here, though, this is Coming Since Not Coming Live, where we rock out and we have a great time. We got some more people in the building. I'm going to introduce my panel guest speakers, and we're going to get the show on the road. What's going on, everybody?
Hello.
Okay. Well, yeah. Y'all seen the thumbnail, y'all seen the title, and we're gonna break this down, man. Thank you guys for taking the time out your day to rock out with me again. We finally got Trina and Miss Nene in the building. Them my hitters right there. We got Jamie Tall. You know she gonna sprinkle in her input in the building. And I got my boss man, Ivan, out of New York, the big entrepreneur. Yeah. We got him in the building today, man. We're gonna rock out how we rock out. So y'all stick around and rock out with me. So we finna get right into it. Modern day women not needing men. Is that true? That's true. We finna see. Hey, Ivan.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got a little echo in the background, so
I'm in the car. I'm sorry. I don't know what to do about that.
That's probably. Let me see if I can mute it on the background, on the back end. I could probably mute it a little bit. Okay, that's fine right there. Well, we finna rock out. Yeah. That's good. I just muted some of it in the background. But y'all, let's go. We finna rock out. Let's start these videos right here. Let's go.
Women to be men. And you are not applauded for your femininity. You are applauded in the contemporary society by how tough, rough, nasty, mean, aggressive, hateful, possessive you are, and you are climbing the corporate ladder, but we are losing our families. I know you can buy your own car. I know you can buy your own house. But until you create a need that I can pour into, I have no place in your life. So stop coming home bragging to me about how much you don't need me and wonder why I shy away. Oh, y'all ain't gonna talk back to me this morning.
Men need to understand about women over 50. We don't care about you. We don't need you. We don't want you. In fact, we really don't want you. We're happy on our own. We're thriving. We're living our best lives despite what you may think or say. We don't have to prove anything to anyone. In fact, leave us alone. I see men all the time making videos. We love women. I love women. Women are the best. Women don't feel the same. In fact, we feel the opposite. Stay away from us. We don't like you. We don't want you.
Ladies, this is what you might turn into if you fail to keep a proper man and keep rotating toxic dudes in and out of your life. This woman tried her best to love a toxic dude, and what you witnessed was her trying to convince herself she doesn't love men at all. This is more than likely somebody's mother, and there's a high possibility that toxicity and dysfunction got passed down to the next generation. Gen Z is responsible for spreading the most toxic form of communication the world has ever seen: ghosting. And pitiful parents is why they do it. Rejection, abandonment, and trauma bonding are the traits that are spreading amongst the youth. That old lady is proof. If you don't change who you tolerate, you're gonna end up living in that woman's truth.
Females out here talking about they're happy alone and they're happy being single. Please. They're fronting and stunting, and when they go home, they're grunting. Mad as hell.
Are there so many women today who say they don't need a man?
I mean, because if they want to go 50-50 on things, I just don't need them.
Because there's a lot of bum-ass men out in the world who don't do enough, so us women can supply for ourselves now.
Because they're feminists and they like to be feminists.
If a man has friends, doesn't want kids, hires a maid and hires a prostitute, why would a man need a woman?
I don't know how to answer this question.
Because of human connection, of meaningful connection, to correct myself. Just there's nothing that replaces the authenticity of a partnership.
Right. Men need women in a sense because, you know, I don't know, like they need our love. You know what I mean?
True. You can't really get true intimacy with a prostitute. You can bust a nut, but that's about it.
Just be honest. The only man that has an issue with a woman saying that she doesn't need a man is a man that doesn't believe that he has any desirable qualities that would make a woman want him. Because for the life of me, I cannot understand why having a woman that wants you would not be more highly valued than a woman that needs you. Because the reality is, a woman who's only with you because she needs you is also a woman that will replace you as soon as she finds someone who can provide what you can or more. Nobody that's in a good, healthy relationship goes around telling their partner every day how much they don't need them. But the reality is, even the women that say that they need their man don't, because they were surviving and coping before they met their man. And if their man were to leave, they would still be surviving and coping without him. A secure man will always believe that a woman wanting to be with him is much more powerful and much more lucrative than a woman that is with him simply because she needs to be. For example, A$AP Rocky, he's with a whole billionaire, and a lot of y'all will make fun of him and call him a simp because he stood behind his woman and held his child. But yet he's with a woman that doesn't need him for a damn thing and is only with him because she chooses to be, while y'all are on podcast crying because you can't find a simple everyday woman.
Say, I don't need a man, don't think that means that she's celibate. They be full blown, still sucking dick. Matter of fact, they might be sucking the most out of anyone. The more she say, I don't need a man, don't think that means that she's celibate. They be full blown, still sucking dick. Matter of fact, they might be sucking the most.
When the woman tell you, I don't need a man, Steve. Okay, if you don't, how that's working? How that's working? Who don't need no man? I'm independent. I can do for myself. Yeah, but why do you want to? Yeah, okay, you can drop a transmission. You can sandblast your house. But hell, do you want to? No. If somebody could get out there and drop this transmission for you and sandblast your house, why don't you go get your nails done? I'm not trying to reduce a woman to nothing else. Be all you can be. But damn, who don't need a man? That's a lie. What man don't need a woman? I tell you what, try to live without them. Try to live your life without women. This some bullshit without women. If it wasn't for women, what would you? Aristotle Onassis said it best. He said, if women did not exist, all the money in the world would have no meaning.
Need men in our society. Listen to this.
Do we need men?
No.
Do we need men?
Honestly, no.
Do we need men?
No.
Why?
Because they suck.
Okay, well, some bad news to these man-hating feminists. I am so sorry to break this to you, but we absolutely need men. And not just for the sake of our population not dying out forever and the world coming to an end, but, well, men are imperative in the most important fields in the world. Men make up 85% of the military. That house or building you're currently sitting in, guess what? Almost 99% of construction jobs are man-made. Firemen, 92% men. Pilots, 91% men. 82% of farming jobs proudly occupied by men. And I just said the word man-made. It's something I celebrate, but it's interesting because I was just thinking about it. And I'm like, you know what? There is going to come a time, probably not too far off from now, where the word man-made is no longer even allowed to be used. I can just see the liberal nut jobs coming after the word man-made. I mean, the writing is already on the wall, as we have already seen. But back to other men-dominated industries that we would clearly suffer without. Landscapers, well over 99% men. 99% of carpenters are men. Inventors, fishermen, policemen, also all male-dominated professions. So, guys, let's just cut the BS. Even if you hate men or embody the most extreme forms of feminism, there is no way you can say that we do not need men. And don't forget, if it wasn't for a man, you would not be alive. And that is a scientific fact.
All right. Right. Y'all had those were the video clips that we finna break those down. So starting off right at the beginning. Got my panel of guest speakers. We finna rock out how we do. I'm gonna start off at the top. Miss Trina. I mean, this is a good one. This right up your alley. Go on, pop your shit. So do women need men? What is your take? What's your take on this?
Now, I can't speak for every woman, but let me just say, I'm probably one of the most rawest, realest, act like I don't give a damn, don't need a man, but baby, I need my fucking man. Let me be very clear. You can play all day like you don't need a man. I don't necessarily need him, but just like a few of those clips did state, I enjoy being a woman in my natural femininity, and part of me being in my natural femininity means that I have a man giving me the things that I need that allows me to be a woman, to feel safe, so that I'm able to be soft. Men give us security. If your man doesn't give you security, then I don't know what to say. But yes, I most definitely need a man, not for my bill purposes or like that, but just like you said, like, why drop a motor if I don't have to? Can I cut my grass? Absolutely. Anybody can ride a zero turn. But do I want to? No. So it's not necessarily a need. I pride myself. I want them. I don't need them. I want them. And I don't want any man. It's a particular type of man that I want now. The next lady may feel different, but yes, for me, I need my man, but it's not necessarily a financial need. It's just so that I feel like the way God designed us, in order for me to be the woman that He designed us to be, I need a man on side of me that allows me to, be calm, gives me that safe sense of security and things like that. I can go half on the bills with you if need be, because I'm thankful enough that I got somebody that's willing to meet me halfway. But I can do it also by myself. I need a man for all the other things, not the financial aspects of it.
Oh, you said a mouthful right there. I love that. I drop a bomb for that one. Great. Nene, what's your take on that? Do women need men?
Yeah, we do. I vibrated on keep us warm at night. For one.
Right.
For two, with life,
life, and don't nobody want to grow old alone.
Right. Right.
So yeah, we do need men.
Absolutely. Sammy, what's your take on it?
So, I have recently kind of really noticed this whole feminist movement where people are just, really degrading the whole like male species and like adding like just putting them in just like one box. You know what I'm saying? And that's not helpful, right? Because men are beat down and they're not encouraged, and it's because of the breakdown of families. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like it used to be where you have a mom and dad in your home and you're watching like what a relationship looks like, right? Like, men and women these days like don't know what a healthy relationship looks like, and it causes all of the trauma bonding and the toxicity, and we look at that and we think that that is love.
Absolutely.
And a lot of men out here have become takers and suckers of life. And nobody wants that, so we feel like it's easier for us to just not have anything to do with them. For me, I would love to have like a healthy relationship and have like a man to, be the role that he's supposed to be, the protector, the provider. And I'm not saying provider as in he has to pay for everything. You know what I'm saying? I have a job. But I just think that, you know, as women continue to rise, we also have to like encourage our men also, because maybe, because of how we can support ourselves, we don't need them financially anymore. But also we don't need to be sitting there like, I don't need you because I didn't like what you said. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
mean, there's got to be like a mutual respect and wanting. Men thrive on respect and women thrive on love. So, and it's hard to respect a man who's not acting respectable, right? So it's a sticky situation, but I think that the solution comes in, you know, encouraging and for more men who are actual role models to rise up and take men under their wings and say, hey, this is how we have to act. Like, this is like almost like a mentorship of some sort. I think there is a lack of godly men mentors who are helping the men.
Absolutely. Wow.
Now,
Wow. Wow. I
what
think. Go
go
ahead. Go
ahead, I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, Jamie, what you said in that segment, that part that stuck with me the most, what I really definitely want to touch back on is the fact that people trauma bond. People do not understand the extent of trauma bonding, and that just like you said, we don't recognize, we don't have a lot of mother father homes anymore. Most of the times you, especially in the Black community, you get a lot of single parent households. So that, along with trauma bonding, which is such a strong thing, and toxicity is at an all-time high, people are so stuck on things like trauma bonding and
Mhm.
toxic behavior that sometimes they don't even realize that that's not normal, that you can have healthy, trauma free, and toxic free relationships, because we don't do those enough anymore. So that I just definitely had to just say again, because I totally I agree with you right there on that part.
Yes. Yes. You made a lot of great points on that. I must agree with that also. We got Ivan. I want to get your take on it before I share my take on the whole situation. Ivan, what is your take on the topic in hand? With women, modern day women not needing men. What's your take on that?
It's the word, that word needing. There was in the videos, there was a lot of different perceptions on what aspect a woman needs a man, right? We need food, we need water, okay? Men need women and women need men to have the world. What I think, the sense that I get from your title is, do women need men for a relationship, for happiness, This is, again, this is my interpretation. To have an apartment or a house, or you need men to have a child, of course. But I mean, I was never married to my daughter's mother. So we had a kid. She's now 19 years old. Two loving parents, separate. So did she need me? Aside from having the child, no. So in that sense, I don't think anybody needs somebody to survive. Like I said, you have the food and the water. I used to ask my wife, I used to tell my wife, I need her. I need you. And I asked her the same. And she said, no, I want you. I don't need you. And she still goes by this. And I have to say, when she started telling me that, it hurt me. I was like, no, baby, I need you. I think if you need to be in a relationship, you're fooling yourself.
Right.
Nobody needs it. You want it. I think it's a better way of life, etc. Selfishly, for me, I do need my wife. My fear as an addict is, if I get divorced, if I get separated, I'm afraid I'm going to go back into my old ways, and possibly, the odds are slim, but the thought is there, the fear is there. So selfishly, I think I need my wife and that stability to help keep me clean, to assist me in staying clean. So my wife and I see that differently. It's amazing the titles of women need men, but I need my wife. So
Right.
it's just that's my take on it.
Yeah, here's my take on the situation. I'm gonna bounce around like off of what a lot of y'all said. When you really think about it, in my opinion, I don't really think that. Like I even said, it's a needing type thing. But I definitely think that men and women, if we come together as one and be a mutual relationship, it's not based on the needing type part. Yes, we know that women uh, um, really don't just need a man, like you said, financially, but being there for the support, being there um, on those lonely nights or those days that when a woman just need a man, you know what I'm saying, to be there, to be the protector, be the influence on their kids and things of that nature. I honestly think that in a greater sense of the good for a relationship, for a healthy relationship, is that a woman probably don't need a man, but I surely think that they will absolutely want one. Will probably prefer to have a strong man that they can depend on. You know what I mean? So that's my
Bruce,
take.
I want to say something to that. You commented about, I think with the kids, you made a comment in there,
Mhm.
and I just want to give a personal feeling there. I don't
Yep.
think my daughter's mom needs me, but my daughter needs a father, and that's so much more important than the woman. The woman doesn't need the man to, once the child needs a father to teach the children and everything like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because with the global impact that we have with social media, right, and how it just really just took everything over. Um, when you have the dynamic of a single parent household, and especially a woman, when a son is raised in a single parent household, these are facts. That male is it's a greater chance that he will be violent. He will a greater chance of him going to prison, and this is because that young man will start to get a woman's traits because he watching his mom. He watching how she's taught. He watching how she probably manipulate men and in lie, he will also get those feminine traits. So in that sense of a state that he making a lot of these men more softer. A lot of these men are have a lot of more feminine traits. And when you have a man in the household, he can kind of deter some of those. You know what I'm saying? In a way. So I feel that it's a give and a take. It's a give and a take. I think in some of the sense. So yeah. So I got a couple questions, man. What societal influences have contributed in the shift in modern women perception? They're relentless on men, variation aspects for their lives. So what societal norms have started some of this shift Is it from the feminine state of mind, or is it the impact that the women are having in the culture these days? You know, the women being independent, they're getting their independence. They being self-sufficient. So I'm gonna start with Trina. What you think on that one, Trina?
I fully think it's because now it's because of people like Cardi B, Sexy Red, Meg the Stallion. People we look at we listen to this music that messes up our head, which they're singing about people take on. What's the name? She's always into it. She's always singing about how she don't need a man, this, that, and the third. But a lot of these women go home to a husband every night. They tell
Right.
us these things, but this isn't the life that they're living. Excuse me, and for whatever reasons, we're crazy enough to. I think because we listen to the music so much, we're saying it over and over and over again. You know, the Bible says power is in the tongue. So you study singing these songs that say that rap all these negative verses about women and men, far as women showing it's nothing wrong with women showing their femininity and showing that we're capable to take care of ourselves. However, we just go too far with it. We're listening to these people thinking that we shouldn't have a husband, that we all need to be out and, be doing all these women strong. It's part of being strong is having a husband to me. I'm sorry. I can be just as strong with the husband or with the man as I can without it. But it's a lot of what we see in movies. It's all around us to destroy the family. To me, I think it's everything going on, the shows, the music that we listen to, everything now in society teaches us to break me personally, I feel like it's the black families because it's affecting the black cultures, in my opinion, way more than whites and Hispanics and so on and so forth. They're still getting married. But us black people, on the other hand, we're listening to all this crazy rap music that's destroying the family relationships, and it's just killing our generation, while other societies, while other races, they're moving on and they're listening to it. But I think just that's just the culture of America, to kind of break the families down, to keep women and black women and black men separated and against each other, and to keep us from being families. This wasn't the
Absolutely.
case years ago, but I think as time's going on, the more music and stuff that we see on TV, and again, like she said earlier, we don't see too many families. That's just is something that's going out of style. You may see people who have been together for a very long
Right.
time, but they're not married. So it's just weird how when I was younger, and I'm 38 years old, when I was younger, maybe my parents weren't married, but most of the people around me were. But the older I've gotten, marriage is being put on the back burner. You see a lot of people want to live together and just cohabit and go half on bills, but people don't respect relationships and marriages like they used to.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick it back off what you said also with this. So I got to drop a bomb for a clues bomb for that because you said a whole bunch of mouthful. One thing about it, you got to think about this in it's common sense. Like remember back in the day, you guys, and I think all of us are old enough to know this. When we used to watch these television shows, there used to be a family aspect of it, family marriage, good times with the mom. You got a dad, you got the wife. It was a family aspect. That what they was giving us. These days, even Ivan, we all know they do not show a family structure anymore. They not. That's not what they want to promote. They want to show the basis of the femininity. They want to show that the women empowerment. Women are really moving the chain right now. Women are really moving the goalpost, and I think it's sort of kind of messing up, like Trina said, the values and the aspects of a man and a woman being together as one. They don't really promote that anymore. Ivan, what's your take on this, man?
I grew up, and my father was a New York City school teacher.
Mm-hmm.
He worked 3 jobs, and my mother stayed at home. And so that was in the 70s. So like I think a lot to do with the women not needing men. It's just the progression of society. More women go to college now, right? my mother had a high school diploma. I think she maybe got a year of college or something, stayed home, had kids. And, you know, that was kind of the way society was from, I guess, the 40s and 50s on. And women really didn't go to college. Or if they worked, they were a secretary. You know, they didn't have anything significant. So as society evolved and women started going to school, getting bachelor's degrees, getting careers, getting jobs, they came, if you want to use the word independent. So, you know, a woman, it's good. You know, when I grew up, there was no women that was, you know, CEOs of companies, or you never even heard of like one of your friends, the woman, you know, unless she owned like a little boutique or something like that. So I think that just happened naturally. And it's like anything else. The more you have, the more you want, you know? So you have an education, you got a good job. Maybe you say, no, now I want to buy a house. Now I want to do this. Well, what do I need a man for? Kind of thing. So, and, and the same goes true for, you know, in the old days, you know, you get, oh, your biological clock is running out. You got to have kids. You're going to be an old maid. No one ever said that to a guy, right? So I just think society has improved and empowered women. I like to think, even though people say they don't, I like to think they have the same opportunities as men. Even though I guess you still have, you know, segments out there that are against women, but that's where we're heading, you know.
Right. Jamie, what's your take on it about the societal status on this?
So, first of all, I want to thank Miss Trina for everything you said. I couldn't even contain myself from wanting to shout.
Absolutely.
I got to Boosee. You got to hook me up with her so she can come on my show and do a talk
Got
for
you.
real.
Got you.
I had just sent Boosee a message just like a week ago or something about the men needing encouragement. That was because I was praying and I had like a word from the Lord, and he told me that there is an attack. I'm gonna bring it to the spiritual side. There is an attack on the family unit, and it is a feminist witchcraft spirit that is coming against the family unit. And you are right, in the Black and Mexican communities, and it is trying to destroy and dismantle the family unit.
Yep.
And that this is an attack on the end time church. It is spiritual.
Yes, ma'am.
And so, so the Lord told me, because I asked the Lord, why do these men have such a spirit of offense on them? I've noticed such a spirit of offense on men. And that was what he told me. And he said the men need to be encouraged. They need to be raised up in the things of God. And that they need men to encourage them, and women too. It's hard for me to encourage them and raise them up in the things of God because I'm not a man, right? I work with women, so yes, absolutely. I mean, this is I feel like it is 100% spiritual attack on the family unit.
I tell a lot of people this all the time. This new world war that we will have, it would not be with bombs, Ivan. It would not be us standing on the front line of shooting at each other. It would not be with us in camouflage fatigue, going overseas, doing this. This next war we will be having will be a spiritual war, and we having it right now. It's a spiritual war, and I'm gonna give you an example, Jamie. Y'all follow me on this. The Texans quarterback, the black quarterback. He led the Texans to the playoff game, right? On the game that they just lost a couple of weeks ago. Okay, Trina back in.
My apologies.
No, you're good. And I was just going to break it down. I'm going to give him an example of this spiritual warfare we have, and it's a spiritual war. It will not be a stand-up war no more. And the powers that be, they honestly got this perfected. This play probably been in play for over the last 30 years. It would not be modern warfare no more. But I'm gonna give you an example of how they using the spiritual warfare, y'all. If y'all follow me for just a second. This Texan quarterback, the Houston Texans quarterback, led his team to the playoffs. After they got defeated, the commentator, the woman, asked him about the game, and the first thing he said on CNBC, the first thing he said, he wanted to give his praise to God for giving him the chance to be here and allowing him to live, right? right? And guess what NBC did? They getting a lot of backlash on this. They blurred out the part where he said God. They took it out. They took it out. And a lot of people on YouTube, they actually edited the part where he said anything about God. They totally took it up out of his conversation. So we can honestly see that it's powers that be is really working on the emphasis of making God just not like, there anymore. So it's a big aspect. It's a spiritual warfare we playing real right now.
Jamie, I have a question for you, and I really do not want to open a whole can of worms, even though I feel that I am. But you talk about the family unit and the spiritual attack on it. Oh boy, I'm sorry about saying this. How much do you think the transgender, and I'm going to call it a trend, the transgender, I'm sorry, I'm jammed up on the words. The people that don't have a sex, gays, affect the family, and maybe not so much in terms of the mother and the father and the brothers and the sisters, but the outward part where some parts of society reject it. Unfortunately, one of my nephews is gay, and his parents, he hasn't talked to him in 8 years. They rejected him. They threw him out because of that. Thank God he has the rest of us that love him and everything. But here you have a breakdown in family. I have, 4 of the siblings, and that set is never, ever coming to any of our dinners or being part of our family anymore because they rejected their own son. So do you think that with the acceptance, the more modern views with the transgenders, and I forget I'm so sorry, it's probably so politically incorrect. The ones that they don't want to have a sex, they just want to be it. I forget the terminology for that.
Yeah, I forgot it too. Yeah.
But like, how do you think that this is? For the most part, these are good people. They're human beings, and even the Catholic Church, the Pope said that we're not going to, we're going to accept gays for who they are. We can't bless them, but we're going to accept them, and it's the first step. So I just wonder if you could share some thoughts on that.
Yeah.
I feel like, the enemy is causing division in the families through that. You know what I mean? Because like, I live in a community where the LGBTQ plus population is very prominent. I have family members that are gay and lesbian, and I would never exclude them, right? And neither would Jesus. So
I would hope not.
Jesus loves them, and died. Jesus died for everybody's sins, no matter what, right? Before we were even born. So like, whether like, you can't say like, oh, because a lot of people get stuck on, well, the Bible says this. Well, the Bible says that. Like, well, we're not.
The Bible also says to love thy neighbor. You know what I mean?
Thank you. And not turn away from your family. Oh,
Right.
yes. And I just think that, that is just the enemy using division and self-righteousness over love, religious, that religious spirit over, the true heart of God for his people.
Okay.
It's terrible. It's terrible because it's caused a division in my family, and I think it's terrible.
It's the promoting of that. It's like I said, it's a spiritual warfare we living in right now, man. It's they using the gender. Yeah. They using the gender roles, and the way we look at society and the sex, and they even breaking it down to the children. Also, it's getting crazy. Yeah. You just got to be aware of a lot of things. You can go, Trina.
I think to add to that, what you were saying, I think one thing is that God is not the author of confusion. And when we come to having conversations about the LGBTQ families and all the different divisions of what falls under that, is nothing but confusion. And the fact that it's confusion should let you know that there's nothing that God has to do with. Now, those people should be excluded from anything because they're still God's children and God still loves them. And there's no reason that we shouldn't. However, my issue with the society in which we live in, society now, just like we were stating about the things that we see on TV, they would much rather us see, excuse me, a gay family on TV before they give us. There are a few shows I'm sure you could think of where you have a man and woman family, but at one point you had shows where you get two men and a child. I forgot what the name of that show was. There are no
You have,
shows
you
that.
have Modern Family, which is
Yeah, they're getting
right?
away from the traditional family with a man, a husband, a wife, and the children, and they're giving us two moms or two dads, and they're ushering it on our children at an early age to accept this LGBTQ type lifestyle and not actually giving them enough views of what a normal family really should look like, giving us something to be okay with. They're not doing that. They're showing us confusion and we're being raised in confusion. We don't have enough things around in our life that shows us healthy relationships. And that's the problem with society. When we were children, I'm sure we didn't see any of that mess on TV. We didn't have, they monitored what they put on TV. Now there are no monitors. They'll let these kids watch anything at any age. Even these children have they're gay cartoons. And I don't understand why at that age there should be gay things in the cartoons that our children are looking at, which gives them the idea that it's okay to be gay. Well, if you grow up and become gay, then that's one thing. But I don't like the fact that, you can see gay cartoons or so forth, and they put it in there so subtle that sometimes we don't realize it. But I just think society has gotten too comfortable letting things be seen to respect the different LGBTQ people. I don't think they need all that respect. I think they need to respect the fact that families should look like a husband and a wife versus all this stuff that we're seeing today.
I think that I couldn't agree more with what you said. And you had mentioned earlier to solidify this with music in the Black community saying, giving a message to people. And now you're right. You have these things on TV. I think there was a thing in the news the other day where there was an 8-year-old, they were separated. So the mother has custodial power and all that. And she wanted to give the 8-year-old sex drugs to change gender. But you're right. You see this on TV and it's cool. And all the kids, just like they emulate to the song, want to emulate to what they see on TV because TV is everybody's hero,
Right.
So if it to be gay and I don't think you can, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't care if you're gay. God bless you. Live a happy life. But to change a child's sex or to try and steer them in a direction when they're 8, and a lot of people, I have friends. I was with my sister the other day, and she dated a guy in high school, whatever. And a friend of mine just passed away. He was straight, had 2 kids, and in his 30s decided he wanted to go to the other way. God bless you. Have fun, live your life. But at 8 years old, or when you're a child, you see these things. I don't think you don't have the capacity, the mental capacity to know. You just think it's cool,
Right?
And that's it.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to the brainwashing technique that they also use. It's propaganda. It's propaganda. Once they spread that propaganda and they're putting it in everything that we see, they normalize it now. Being gay. And one thing about it, I want to state this clearly on my channel right now. We are not bashing, we're not going against the LGBTQ community. We are just simply giving our opinions on the things. And we're not coming at anybody in any type of way or form. But yeah, it's totally we just do not have that modern day structure. They don't promote that anymore. I think like Trina said, it's out the window. You will we probably won't see the structure of a man and wife and a family unit ever again. So we can just pretty much say that we totally agree on this situation. As far as women needing men, I think we broke that down pretty good. I think Trina made some great topics, and I also think Ivan made some great topics. Hey, y'all, we rocked out how we rocked out, man. That was a great topic right there. We're gonna go to the next topic while y'all still here. I'm gonna try to give y'all feedback on the next topic. Let's get to it.
I think that women are stepping up because men aren't.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Do you understand?
Oh yeah.
Meaning men have some blame to this too. Meaning you're not a man. Yeah, if she could trust that you would step up, if she can trust you that you will pay those bills and will take it to the chest and will defend me, if she can trust you'll be there. So she can't. So now you understand why she said, well, then let me go do it myself.
Of course.
So guys, you want her to believe in you, then come through, bro. Like, you understand? You have to get a job. You have to get her out of mom's house. You gotta get her out of mom's house, bro. You gotta be a man. You can't tell her I'm the boss, and then your dad says, "Hey, quiet down." All right. Doesn't work that way.
Like being with your wife, it's your responsibility. If you don't like your home, it's your responsibility. If you don't like being with your kids, it's your responsibility. If your wife and kids don't like being with you, it's your responsibility. If at work you just bring a lot of hell, it's your responsibility. If you're in management or leadership, the culture for your team, for your business, for your ministry is your responsibility. And the good news is this: if you want to live and seek to live kingdom down, your father is going to help you. What he's going to say is, son, good job. Dad's here to help. If you go to your father and you say, Father, I want to live kingdom down, here's what I can promise you. Your father wants to help you with that.
So my question to you is, how do I learn how to be a man if I have no man influence in my life?
See, the problem when a father walks out of these dudes' lives is there's a hole in his soul the shape of his father. Here's the deal, single mothers. Every boy is going to emulate some man somewhere. He can be a good man or he could be a bad man. You got to hair up and get a good man in front of him. You don't have to be the one you dating. Now, I ain't saying you got to go out and find a man that becomes his daddy and all this here. You just got to help get a young man pointed in his direction. And all you need is somebody older. Where you live?
South Central.
Who lives here in LA? Who gonna mentor him?
You got my number too.
You got all these men said they'll mentor you, they'll help you.
Isn't putting in the effort with you, remember this: a man will put in the effort for someone he wants to be with. So if he isn't willing to step up, it's time for you to move on and find someone who will. Hey, listen, if he isn't putting in the effort with you, remember this: a man will put in the effort for someone he wants to be with. So if he isn't willing to step up, it's time for you to move on and find someone who will.
Why aren't men stepping up anymore? Simple answer: because it costs too damn much to step up to the plate these days. Men are very simple, you already know this, and we can survive on very little, you already know this. So what is my incentive to increase my income level, income bracket, and all that other stuff just to attract you? What is my incentive to do that? I don't have an incentive to do that. You know, there's a woman at freaking McDonald's right now that will be freaking happy to date me just because I got a car. Just because I got a car. I mean, she'll be happy to get in my car. Now, granted, it won't go nowhere because she's probably thinking the same way you're thinking. But at the same time, I'm an upgrade to her currently, and that will be an easy way in for me. But to go after you who are career-driven women, business-minded women, you want a man that's making at least $70,000, $80,000 a year before he can even step to you. So what is my incentive to jump up to $70,000, $80,000 a year? Go through all that hell, all that competition, all that grind and grit for the possibility that you will stay with me for the rest of my life just so I can die 20 years before you do. What is my incentive? I don't have any. It's not like we're intimate anymore. It's not like we have a true friendship anymore. It's all about business with most women. So what is my incentive to step up to the plate these days? I don't have one. And that's something you guys are going to really have to take into account when you're dating.
All right. And I'm gonna start off with Ivan first. What is the reason, or why is the reason why some men ain't stepping up to the plate? In your opinion? See if he's still there. You still there, Ivan? Well, I'm gonna start with Trina. Trina, what's your take on that situation?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. Now, granted, in different areas, we'll have different answers.
Right.
I'm in Mississippi, so I can speak on the dating pool around my state.
Right.
One of the reasons that men aren't stepping up to the dating pool, I'll be honest, and I know that a lot of my sisters not gonna like this answer, but I blame the women. I blame the women for allowing these men to deal with you on such a low vibrational frequency. I blame these women for not raising a bar and making a man be what he says he is. You know, the word everybody's using, stand on it. A man wants to
Yeah.
be, a man will talk such a great talk about who he is and what type of person he is. And then us women, we get so happy. We're so happy to get a man that a lot of times we lower all our standards and we don't require a man to do any of the things that as a man he should be doing. So I blame that, you know. Not to say that it's all the woman's fault, but if a man is used to not having to do anything, when he finds himself with a woman who requires more, a woman who, you know, just like the instance, if it's the woman who is making $60,000-$70,000 or better, and she doesn't tolerate some of these, she's not going to be the type of woman who's with a guy that doesn't have a car or, you know, doesn't have his own home and you know, other standards. He thinks she's too bougie, too this and too that. Well, maybe she's just out of your league, because we should all have standards, whether it be the man or the woman. I feel like guys have the right to have a standard. If you're a guy making, you know, in the $60,000-$70,000, you shouldn't want no woman working at Walmart. Or no, I'm sorry, not Walmart. My apologies, Walmart. Y'all make decent money, but he shouldn't want the type of woman who's just working at McDonald's being a cashier. Now,
Right.
she's not the GM or some along, you know, in upper management where she's really making money. Something wrong with them. I personally feel like I try to date within my financial bracket.
Right.
I
Right.
know
Right.
I'm not, you know,
Yeah.
I'm not at the bottom of the barrel. I'm okay.
Right.
And I want my guy to be where I am or better.
Right.
That's the standard that I have set. And,
Right.
and I say that because I'm the type of woman, those things that I ask for my man to provide for me, I provided myself. I'm not out here working at I'm just cashiering at a fast food restaurant and asking my man to buy me Louis Vuitton shoes and purses and things that I can't even afford to buy for myself.
That's what I was
I
going
can
to
buy those things as well. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, sometimes guys, they fail at that. They don't pick their woman. They allow women to come at them. And so therefore you end up with a woman on Section 8. And I'm not knocking nobody on Section 8.
Right.
But
Exactly.
if you're a guy making $70,000-$80,000 or better a year, I'm sorry. You shouldn't be looking for a woman out down at the Section 8 apartments. You should be looking for a woman who's capable of doing the things, you know, close to what you can do. It's nothing wrong with her making less, but you don't want nobody making that much less. I'm sorry. Like, we all should have our standards. And it's nothing wrong with, you know, not dealing with someone because they're not where you deem you need a person to be in your life. Nobody
Absolutely.
knows your life better than you. Set your standards and stand on them.
I honestly, hey, you said a mouthful right there. I got to drop a bomb with that. I honestly think that men are intimidated. Men are intimidated because I look at the simple fact, Trina. Men often with women in today's culture, modern day women, everybody want to be beautiful. All these women want these Brazilian butt lifts. They want this. They want the implants. They want to be perfect. They want to be the Instagram models. And a lot of men just don't know how to handle that. When you get this beautiful woman, right, and you gotta put in the effort. You might not be having that money that you're supposed to have, and a lot of men don't feel like, man, I can't do this. This too much. She want this Birkin bag. She want them red bottoms. And a lot of men, I think they are intimidated by the way the women in today's era is projected and the way they are imaged and put together. A lot of men feel like they just can't keep up. They can't keep up. Yeah, they can't keep up with what's going on. It's probably better for me to just not even just just even just put up the fight. You know, yeah, I can't keep up with this dude down the street who can buy her this Birkin bag. You know, I can't do this. You know, she's steady. She on the gram. She popping it for the gram. She looking like this. She want this Brazilian butt lift. She want this. She want this. So I think a lot of men in today's era, we really got it hard because we have to understand that it's a new era. Social media, especially when women is really leading the forefront, and you got Megan Thee Stallions and the Cardi B's, and you got the Beyonces and all these women. They looking beautiful. Everybody wants to be a Kardashian and look like a model. And so men these days are really, really trying to play catch up. They really trying to put their foot forward. And even when a man do trend, I think a woman, if some women will still turn him down and call him a simp for that. So I really like.
It is some, and I'll be honest though, you're right. You're totally right. But it's some of us women out here that those are typically the women who ain't right. I hate those type of women. You know,
Right.
they do mess it up for the regular women out here in the world. But you know, not as often though. Now, I'll be honest. I think in my area where I am, I think there are more available women than there are men. And women are so competitive that, you know, you have these women who are willing to buy love, and it makes it that much harder for a man to want to do the necessary work to get a woman who has substance. If I use that word, you know, a lot of men aren't willing to do the necessary work for a woman with substance because they're so used to women throwing themselves at him and willing to buy him, and he don't have to do anything for it. So when he comes up on this lady of substance who requires him to do more, and when I say more, I don't mean it in a financial sense. I just mean in the sense of having to know how to date. Men do not know how to date. I don't know what it is about this society, but men don't know how to date.
They don't know how to communicate either. They don't know how
At
they
all.
don't know
I'm
how to
telling
approach.
you,
Yeah, go ahead.
Netflix and chill. COVID killed relationships or killed the dating era. And I say that because, you know, during COVID, the only thing we could do was Netflix and chill. So when COVID ended, that part didn't, because people were just so used to hooking up and having sex because that's all you could do. So now when you get a guy, you know, me personally, I'll be honest, you know, and guys will get irritated by this, but a guy who really likes me, chances are, you know, before the conversation ends, he'll be like, well, okay, I respect it. But our first interaction, our first date, you can't come to my house and I can't come to yours. If you want to do something, I feel like a date should be getting to know someone. And I don't like the fact that if I'm coming to your house, it's just, you know, no, you may not necessarily try to have sex with me the first interaction, but I feel like when guys get you to their home or vice versa, the chances of you having sex is so much higher versus you taking me out on a nice date. You know, doesn't have to be expensive, but, you know, take me somewhere where, you know, we could just get along and we can just share a meal and just talk and engage. When you're on that Netflix and chilling, it allows you to touch and feel and rub. And I personally don't like that on the first interaction. I want to get to know who you are as a person. I want to see if we can vibe together. And that's the part that we just don't do anymore. We just get straight to the sex.
Yeah, a lot of guys these days, they don't know how to even approach a woman. They one thing that society has shown them, they want to get straight to it. They don't
Definitely.
they don't even sugarcoat it no more. They just like, can I bust you down? And in some instances, some women they are they attracted to that. Like you said, you know, me and you, I mean, our mid-30s and things of that nature. We more used to. I'm you know, remember back in the day when you had to write a letter. Remember that? You used to have to write a letter to write down how you felt sometimes and send a nice message. These days, they do not do that no more. Everything is straight to the point. Everything is straight to the point. They want to bust you down. But these men these days, they know how to drill. They know how to pick up that gun. They society teaches them that. But when it comes down to actually having a conversation with a woman or how to go attract a pretty lady, they intimidated. They don't know what to say when they walk up to a pretty woman. and trying to have a decent conversation. They get tongue tied. They don't know what to say. So the first thing they do, they put up a block. They want to say she thinks she too fine. She thinks she too pretty. She thinks she
She's
too
stuck
that.
up.
Yeah, she thinks she's stuck up. But in actuality, they just do not know how to approach a woman today. The communication skills is way turned off. I honestly agree with that.
And
So
trust me, I get that a lot because when you talk to me, you got to speak correct. Like it's
right.
just certain things you can't say to me, and I'm big on calling the guy out on his stuff. Like, come correct if you, because first of all, I didn't even want to talk to you. So if you're gonna
Right.
be in my face entertaining me, you need to know how to speak.
Absolutely. Come with it. Ivan, you still there?
Yes, I had to step out for a minute and I'm back. So I'm a little
Okay,
behind the
okay.
8 ball, but I'm back.
Okay, yeah. We talking about relationship like with men not stepping up to the plate. You think men are still putting in the effort, or is they stepping up? What you think about that?
You know, I think I don't know how different men are from the way men used to be. Some guys, you know, stand up guys, take care of business, and then you got bums.
Right.
And I don't want to play stereotype or anything, but unfortunately, you see with women and men, let me take that back. Both of us seem to be attracted to the same kind of person. You know what I mean? So like if a husband's beating a wife, she breaks up and maybe goes to another guy that's beating her up. If a guy is being abused by a woman, then they people tend to stay those same courses. So if a guy's a bum, he's going to be a bum to you. He's going to be a bum to the next one and the one after that. Unfortunately, I think the woman that is attracted to the bum, so to speak, is going to be attracted to the same one over and over again.
So you don't feel that she can probably try to level up. You just think she go.
I think everybody. I think everybody can. You know what I mean? It's
right.
just what you want to do for you. If you want to make yourself a better self, then then don't go out with the guy that doesn't have a job. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Or that talks shit and just can't back it up. Then don't go out with that guy. But you know what I mean? But that's hard. The heart and the brain usually don't work together. You know what I mean? So what you think, the right thing is to do, so many times you don't do it.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna bounce back a little bit off what Trina said. Also, when I love when Trina said this. She know where she at financially, and she good on that. If she want a man, she know exactly where she want him at too. I think in a certain sense, with a man not putting in any effort, he probably come into a situation where he met this boss chick and she financially stable. If you know you ain't ready to go into that situation, my guy, then you probably don't need to be in that situation. Because pretty much she is already financially stable. She well off. But if you can contribute in other ways, that can help. Because some women, not all women, is really on this money type of situation. If you be real with a woman and she understand where you trying to come at or what you trying to do, what your goals are, and you lay it on the line, like Trina said, come to me correct. Let me know what it is. You know what I mean? And then we can go from there. I think some men. But like I said at first, some men are intimidated with these modern women right now, these boss chicks and things of that nature. And some of them just don't know how to fight, how to put up an effort. And that's what I think in my opinion. So, we're going to go on to the next topic, y'all. We almost running in an hour. We've been putting it in. And I don't know for too many of y'all actually know 21 Savage is a rapper, right? Right. He just went on tour with Drake. And things of that nature. But the other day, 21 Savage, right? He tried to scam Aiden Ross. He tried to finesse him while live in 4K. While hundreds and thousands of people is watching this live stream, the stream people in the chat room was letting Aiden Ross know that he was being tricked. Now they was playing a cards, big number cards, right? Ivan, when you flip the card over, whoever got the highest number, but they was playing $10,000 a card. Right. So he was trying to get up on Aiden Ross by giving him a deck of cards with the scratches on the back of the ones with the highest card, right? And so he was trying to get over on that boy, in the chat peeped him out and scoped it out. And so we're going to share this little video clip, and then we're going to talk about it.
About this story
involving Aiden Ross and 21 Savage. 21, can you scam some for me? So you might have heard about this story, but it involves streamer Aiden Ross, a guy who I'm sure you might be familiar with. He's one of the most popular streamers in the world. Now, Aiden Ross the other day was doing a little stream with 21 Savage, who recently dropped an album. He's doing like a promo run, and so he's on Aiden Ross' platform, right? But they were doing this little stream where they're playing a little bit of 2K, and they were also playing a game of cards. Everything seemed to be going just fine until 21 Savage decided to be on some sneaky shit. So 21 Savage decided to cheat in front of hundreds of thousands of people, right in front of Aiden Ross's face. And in the end, when he got caught by Aiden Ross, he decided to just play stupid. So let me just play you this clip right here where you can see 21 Savage handing an entire deck of cards to one of his homies who's not in the frame. And then a couple seconds later, he hands those cards back to 21 Savage. They then spread all the cards over the little coffee table that they're using. A couple seconds later, something really interesting happens. You see 21 Savage hovering his head over the coffee table, and then he's like looking very intensely at the cards on the table. Mind you, there's an audience of hundreds of thousands of people because this is a live stream, and people are seeing this go down, and they're putting all this in the chat.
Nah, he's not gonna scam me. Trust. I know how to play that shit. Yeah, nah. Do we have like a table where we could sit like this?
Yeah, a little circle.
Like a little circle on a table?
Yeah.
Here.
Don't get caught. Yeah.
He's gonna put a table right here. So just right here.
You gotta play at least 1,000.
Alright, I'm gonna learn it, bro. I don't give a fuck. You're gonna lose more, so it's fine.
High card.
High card, yeah.
Any better than stream dice?
It is?
It's just a guy.
Oh, bro. Show it first, guys. I showed it first last time. Don't be weird.
And as you can see, he has like a fresh deck of cards, and then right here, okay, right, 1 second, right there, he hands it over to someone. Okay, so he hands it over to one of his homies because he doesn't have the cards in his hands at this moment right here, right? And so he's waiting for him to do his little magic, and then right here he gets the cards back. Let's see. Boom, he gets the cards back. Okay, he gets the cards back. Okay, and then boom, they put all the cards on the table. And then as you can see, Aiden Ross, he's like looking at the chat. And then what happens right here? Look, Aiden Ross leans over to the computer. His homie points at the exact card. Okay, because it's marked, that's what it is. 21 Savage takes the damn card. Boom, there we go. And then Aiden looks back and he doesn't notice anything. And then to top it off, after this entire ordeal, as you can see right here, okay, they're both Aiden and 21 Savage, they're looking at the chat, they're looking, you know, their eyes are on the computer, right? And look what happens right here. 21 Savage does like this little signal right here to one of his homies.
Wow, you see that, Ivan? This was a real. It was set up. See, he doing his hand like that, and he go point to the card right here in a minute. Watch.
And what does that mean? Well, what does he do a couple seconds later? Bam! He's pointing at the cards that are on the table. And look what happens right here. 21 Savage does like this little signal right here to one of his homies. And what does that mean? Well, what does he do a couple seconds later? Bam! He's pointing at the cards that are on the table. What does that mean? That means take the damn cards off the table so I don't get caught cheating, bruh. That's what that means. So, yeah, I mean, this is literally proof right here. Does this look genuine to you? Look at this. Yo, he ain't even trying to hide it, man. Yo, 21, bruh. You're in front of hundreds of thousands of people. You're not slick. Come on, dog. Aiden Ross is like very oblivious to what's going on, or he's just playing along? I'm not sure, I can't really tell, but it seems like Aiden didn't really process what was going on. So you see 21 Savage hovering over the cards, and then as soon as Aiden turns his face, one of 21 Savage's homies, who's right there with him, he directs 21 Savage to one of the marked cards, and he literally like points at it. So one of his homies points at the goddamn card. Now the question is why? Well, we're gonna get to that in a second. And then after this, Aiden Ross decides to, you know, he calls out the damn bluff and he says, yo, these cards are marked, bruh. And 21 Savage is like acting all like, what? Like, wait, that's crazy. They marked? Like, what? That's crazy. So obviously the cards in question are marked, and 21 Savage had his homies switch out the cards for him. I can't believe people are like trying to absolve.
Yeah. Let me take that off. But yeah, that is what's been trending. That's what's been trending, Ivan. And I don't know if you're familiar with Aiden Ross. Aiden Ross signed $100 million deal with Kick, and that's his streaming live. Aiden Ross is one of the most popular live streamers out right now. I mean, whenever he go live, he have over 400,000 people watching him at a time. And a lot of things he do on his live stream, he let these celebrities come on there and they promote their album. These rappers and these celebrities, these entertainers that will promote their album. And at the same time, Aiden got a little gambling problem. So he loves to gamble and stuff like that. So 21 come in there really with this little game plan. You can tell from the get-go, it was all orchestrated. But Aiden Ross said at the end, man, he said 21 called and apologized, said that his people did it. He did not know anything about it, which we can all see. God damn it. But that's a damn lie. He was in on the trick. Really what it came down to be, you guys, and I'm going to just be real with you. 21 went to that boy house, and just because he white, he thought he could scam that white boy out of $200,000. He was already, Aiden Ross was already up on him $400,000. Ivan, he was already up on him.
That's a little out of my, I used to play cards for 25 cents, 50 cents, and $1.
So they in there playing big money. He's getting hit. He feeling some type of way. They pull these cards out that's already marked. The next day after, Aiden Ross said that he wired him. He paid him up. He wanted the payout, which was $200,000. He wired Aiden Ross the money. But the whole thing about it is, when you think about the situation, 21 tried to finesse that boy just because he was white. He would not have tried this with nobody on the street. You know what I mean?
Well, on the streets, more like the Wild Wild West. That when you used to do that in the Wild West, the guy would take out his 6-shooter and just kill you at the table for cheating.
Exactly. And we ain't promoting violence, but we just saying that's how it is. He thought that he was gonna go to that boy house and really finesse that boy, like that boy don't know what's going on. And actually, how he got caught was the people in the chat room. The people was chatting about it. He tried to do this while 100,000 people watching.
You know something? I'll tell you the moment in time I knew that he knew, and I knew that he was guilty, is when he showed him the card and said, "See the scratch here?" And he goes, "What? What?
What scratch?
What do you mean you don't see it? It's right there." That's when you know. If he said, "Holy shit," right? If he said "holy shit" or something like that, no, but he didn't see it. Clear as day, You're busted.
Man, that shit, it tripped me out. That shit really tripped me out. And that show you that Aiden really needs to understand that these people, you don't need these people. The industry and the record labels have figured out that, look, these streamers are more important than ever. They got the base, they got the loyal people, and these rappers need to come to your platform to promote their shit. Not only that, they need to respect you. See, 21 tried to get over on that boy because he was white. Probably thought he could pull one. And if I was Aiden, man, I would have told all of them to get the fuck out of my goddamn house.
He was a gentleman about the whole thing. He really was.
Because he did it the right way. And I applaud Aiden for doing what you're doing. You did the right thing. But 21, I also rock with you, man. I downloaded your damn album, and I'm gonna continue to bump your music. But you didn't have to try to finesse that boy like that, man. You in the wrong for that. You in the wrong for that. You ain't have to try to finesse that boy.
You know,
But it's a
on the
good
other,
thing.
we were
Yeah.
talking about the other stuff, you know, in the other conversation about, you know, men being a bum and when, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just saying, you know, a
Yeah.
leopard doesn't change his spots.
It's
So
right. Yeah,
this guy
you're
was a
right.
snake when he was 16 years
Yeah.
old, and he'll be a snake when he's 30 years old. I mean, when he's
Goddamn
50
right.
years old, you know, is
Goddamn.
what it is.
My damn boy, my boy Ivan. Man, thank you for rocking out with me, Ivan. Man, you always pull in up on me, man. Thank you so much, and I will be talking
Not a
to you
problem.
again. Thank you,
All
brother.
right. We're all-
There you have it, everybody. Yeah. Hey, man, this was a great show, man. Tap me. I would love to thank everybody who rocked out with me today. A special thanks to Jamie Tall, to Miss Trina, to Nene, to Ivan. Woo! Yeah. We had a great show today, you guys, and you already know what to do, man. If it's your first time to the channel, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, we will appreciate your subscription, right? Right. And do not forget, I will have the link in the description box to go and subscribe to the Sober Gang Experience podcast. That's my main channel. So go support that channel and give us some love over there. We really would appreciate it, man. I had a great time today rocking out with you guys. It's been a pleasure. Continue to support this channel. Like I said, we're doing very good things, right? Right. This year is going smooth, right? Cat Williams popped this year off in a big way, and everything been going up ever since. I think this year gonna be an awesome year. Y'all continue to rock out with us in every facet of the way. I'm gonna keep bringing y'all this great entertainment. Continue to subscribe. Look, I can't even talk. Continue to subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button, man. Y'all know how it is, man. If y'all rocked out with me that long, at least I can get a goddamn like. Quit playing with me. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm Mr. Show Out TV. See you guys on the next one. You know how I do. Yeah.